Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is episode 10. Yes, and my desk is a mess. You can probably see on the outskirts of your purview here. Things are landing around. I got ideas stacked over here and die cut things over here. But let's go ahead and get started. We are, like I said, on episode number 10. I have a few shout outs I want to give. So I want to say hello to Julie, Elsa, Maria, Jess, Joanne, Judy, and I know I'm missing a few others. I will I didn't write everybody's name down today, but in the next episode you'll get your shout out, I promise. Don't forget again to vote for your favorite piece of free ephemera, and also vote on how you guys want me to do the cover, or what you guys think about the cover. So I've gotten votes for the cheesecloth, I've gotten votes for the black netting, I've gotten votes for the white netting. As far as the free ephemera, I've gotten votes pretty much for the sewing instructions. So that's probably what you guys are going to get. So this is episode 10. Once I publish episode 10, I'll put up the next, the free ephemera. So it's most likely going to be the sewing instructions from the 40s. So, anywho, all right, when I left you guys last, we were working on this panel over here. And we were putting in, decided what we were going to put in behind here. So we did that. We made some pockets, yeah. And we put those here, right? I'm going to pop these real quick. They're good. And then decided we were going to leave these down, right? And use this as the closure, or just, you know, to keep these frames down. We got a pocket back here as well. Yeah, let me go pop this one too. Make sure it's open and free. It's good. And if you don't know what I mean by pop the pocket, once the glue dries, I'll go back in and make sure that the glue itself didn't get stuck in the gussets or whatever. So when I say pop it, I may have to, you know, push it open if there's a little glue that got stuck in there, like right here in the corner. And a lot of times it'll make a little popping noise. So that's what I mean when I say pop the pockets. Yeah, like that one just did. Okay. All right, so we have pockets behind here. And then we have our waterfalls, yeah, which I think is cool. So what she specifically said, one of the things she wanted was places to store pictures. Well, now she has plenty of places to put her pictures. We said we were going to work on the closure for this, and I think I have an idea for that. I thought I did. Well, I had some snaps that a friend of mine gave me. I thought about making, you know, a snap closure. Well, while I was playing with it, it slipped, and part of it that's like the male part of the snap punctured my finger. So there's like a perfect circle hole in my index finger, hence this here. Last episode you also saw this finger covered with Band-Aid because I sliced my finger open right here. You see the little scar there. That was a bleeder. So yeah, injuring myself lately. But again, for this closure, I think we decided we're going to do the strap here, right? So we're going to have it, just to review, it'll attach right here, yeah? I'm going to attach it with hot glue and then also with brads to keep it secured. I'm actually going to double up on this. This is file folder scrap. So I'll put two of these together and I'll, you know, stitch them together and then make it all nice and even around the corners and whatnot. And then we'll either do a magnetic closure, is an idea, or a Velcro closure for right here, right? We could do either, I think, would be fine. I'm leaning more towards the magnetic closure. I think I have different sizes of magnets, so it'll kind of depend. So I don't want the extra bulk of the really strong ones, because those are about 1/8 of an inch thick. I have some that are 1 millimeter thick, but they're not very strong. So let's see, we'll do this last, right? So we'll do that part last, seeing how big we get. But we also decided that behind these, so she has a place to put her journaling, or like what's actually in the picture, right? We did some stamping on some cards here, or I did, and I made these note cards to go in behind each one of these, right? Right here. And the way we were going to do it, I think I showed you, I already did one on this side. What I wanted to do was, I've got this a die cut, and again, if you don't have the die cut, you don't have to do this. Just cut a tuck, okay? Make a little pocket, whatever. It's up to you. But I had the die cut, and I thought it looked nice, so I'm going to use it. So I get the die cut here, in this corner, and then we're just gonna slide the card in here, right? So I said I was gonna do the die cutting off screen, which I did. I just grabbed a bunch of scraps, and here they are. So what we need to do next is we'll distress the cards later. We don't have to do that on camera. We also don't have to do this part on camera. So I'll go ahead and do this. These are I'm gonna just put them on here in no particular order. Just glue them on, right? And while I'm doing that, we can talk about the weather or whatever. So what's going on with me? Still going through my mess. Like I said, I did start working from the got an opportunity to go back to my office, to my actual office, and start working from there. So I go in tomorrow, and I'm gonna start doing that. I think that'll be the best thing for me mentally, instead of being here all by myself all day and all night, right? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Actually, let me separate these into different styles, because there are two different styles. There's one where it's more lacy than the other, and then we'll just, interchange them. So we don't have the same thing going twice, right? Or whatever. Again, these are just scraps that I have in my drawer. Way to use up all my scraps, because I've got 3 drawers full. And I'm always big about, I know everybody says, don't throw anything away, save your scraps. I am not that person. If you're looking for me to be that person, I am not going to tell you to save all your scraps. If you have the space and you don't mind the mess, save your scraps. I save some of mine, yeah, sure. Do I save all of it? No. Because I can't. I don't have the space in my craft area. I don't have a house. I live in a 2-bedroom, open concept apartment with my daughter. And let me say something about open concept. Everybody says open concept is great. Yeah, sure. It's great when it's empty until you start putting all your stuff in, and then it's a big cluttered mess. Or it looks like a big cluttered mess. I feel like I live in a thrift store. So, because there's just, there's no real delineation in the spaces. It's all kind of like just areas of stuff, right? So my craft area has taken over the dining room area, and it's just a mess. Anyway, oh my god, my art glue, jumping around, is now doing the volcano thing. Ugh, come on, I don't know how to stop it unless I open it. Just stop it. Come on, open. Oh, I don't know why it's doing this. It's just coming out. Stop it. It's expensive glue. Quit it. It's still coming out. I don't know how to stop it. And it's just coming out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pause for a second to stop this catastrophe. Okay, crisis averted. Finally got it to stop volcanoing out. Say, man, I wouldn't mind if it was cheap glue, but this stuff's expensive. All right. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my gripe with open concept homes. So yeah, I like I said, I liked it, and it was beautiful when my apartment was empty. Like, wow, such a big area. But then I had to put all my stuff in it, and it's like, wow, I don't know. I miss walls. All right, so I'm just gluing on 2 sides here for each one of these, and just putting them right here above the should be right there, above where the flap ends, right? Making a mess. Let's clear this glue. There we go. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's grab another one, a different one. How about this one? This one gets this one. Oh, and then my gripe about saving your scraps. Again, if you have the space, more power to you. Save all your scraps. I don't have the space. So what I do, I've got 3 different drawers. So I have 3 different types of scraps. I have large pieces that I'll use to create tags or journaling cards or, pockets or whatever. And then I have a drawer full of not straps, but strips, right? And then I have another drawer that's full of just tiny pieces and fabric leftovers or miscellaneous pieces that I like the paper, right? that I might be able to actually make something out of. So, yeah, that's how I do it. And then once those drawers get full, you know, I either go through stuff. I also have a drawer on another table that's just Tim Holtz scraps. I separate those out. Kind of a snob. I want to use every piece of Tim Holtz paper that I have. I don't want to waste a scrap of it. Okay, let's do the center part here. All right. Since the opening is on this side, I am going to put them on this side, on the opposite side of the opening. And again, like I said, just create a tuck or a pocket. Either one will work. Or if you don't want to do that at all, don't do anything. You don't have to put anything back here if you don't want to. I just thought it'd be a nice touch, yeah? That's just me. And try not to be over chunky about this thing, but you guys know me, it's just things happen. And okay. There goes the glue. Now, why did I choose die cuts over pockets or tucks? Well, number one, I had the dies and I want to use them. Number two, I wanted something that was going to be flat as possible and still give me some storage space, and these dies allow me to do that. Because I don't, you know, without me having to decorate the pocket as well, you know? So this is kind of a decorative piece all on its own. Hope I cut enough of these. Hope I did. Alright, so once we finish this, we're going to decide what we're going to put on the other two parts of this panel. Empty pieces. Or empty flips, pages, whichever. Whatever we want to call them. And decide what we're going to put there. What I'm thinking are some envelopes. I'm thinking for, you know. I haven't decided what kind. If I want to do long ones, do I want to do just some tabbed pockets? Because I love tab pockets. Love tab pockets. Love tab pockets. I think they look so cool. I just think they look cool. I don't know why. I just do. Or some, you know, basic gusset envelopes like I showed you guys in the last episode. I don't know. Again, because we got to consider the bulk, right? So, and whether or not we're going to decorate it. I'm not going to be putting in a lot of, like normally I fill up all the pockets, right, with something. For this particular journal, since it's got a specific purpose, and I know she's going to be adding things to it, I'm not going to be adding a whole bunch of journaling cards. Like, I'm not going to add stuff to every single one of these picture frames. Why? Because I know she's going to be doing that. We're going to be using a lot of specimen slides. Am I going to put stuff in every single one of those? No, because she specifically wanted a place to put specimens. So I still have to figure out how, because I want to make the specimen slides for her and put them in there, but I got to figure out how to, you know, how I'm going to make them to where she can easily put something in it and close it, right? And then she said she also wanted to store seed pockets or seed packets. So that's another thing. I'm going to be making or coming up with an idea on how for her to store seed packets. So I want to make the seed packets for her as well, but I'm not going to put anything in the packets because they're basically coin envelopes, just smaller, because she's going to store seeds in them. So there's no reason for me to put anything in those, right? But knowing that she will eventually put something in all this stuff, we have to consider that in as far as the bulk is concerned and the thickness and what we're going to be putting in everywhere, right? So, anyway, as I ramble on, almost done here. Now, if you're doing what I'm doing and putting a pocket back here and creating journaling cards, stamping is an option there. You can always decorate the journaling cards. back them with some coffee dye paper and stitch around them. You can do that too. It's a lovely look. I chose not to. I just decided to do the stamping because I had those pre-cut cards. So yeah. Okay, this side's done. Flatten that down. And let's do this last side. I think I cut one too many, but that's okay. Better too many than not enough. And we're gonna go with the same size. Uh-oh, got stuck. All right, let's do one of these. So yeah, episode 10, can you believe it already? And I'm doing so good, like, pre-filming this. I think you guys at this point, as of today, I've only released 4 parts. I didn't want to overwhelm you guys, so I'm doing maybe 1 a week, or every 5 to 7 days. So yeah, you guys are on part 4 right now. But I keep filming. Oop, I left the spot. Oop, there we go. Get out of there. Come here, you. There we go. Okay. So yeah, episode 10. So this is episode 10. Oh man, this is going to be a long one. Some of you have already said you don't mind, so awesome. I'm glad you don't mind. Don't really have a choice in the matter if you're going to stick with me through the series from start to finish. And I do appreciate your kind comments on my situation. So, yeah, that. Do I want to talk about that? I don't know. Do you want to listen to it? Yeah, it's tough, you know. You put your faith in a person, the whole death do you part, vows and whatnot, and as in his words, I changed my mind. And I'm sitting here like, you changed your mind? Okay, you changed your mind. I don't really know how to take that. Vows are vows because they can't be broken, right? But whatever, he changed his mind, so anyway. Yeah, anyway, let's see what else we can talk about. Work hasn't gotten any easier. It is still Stressville, Stress City. I've actually got some work to do tonight. I've got 76 time cards that I've got to review and make sure all the hours match all the projects, and I've got presentations to get ready for tomorrow. So that's fun. Okay, I cut one too many. That's okay. All right, so that is done. So all we'll have to do is on the end when we are finished, we'll just put those cards in, and that part will be done for her. We may be decorating the front of these. I thought about maybe putting some labels on the front as decoration. I did start making these little mini stamp clusters. They're so cute and so distressed. I love them. If I had them next to me, I'd show them to you, but they're on my other desk. But they're so cute. So cute. And they're tiny. They're little bitty little clusters. So cute. I love them. And then what happened is I made like 3 or 4 strips of them, like with 5 or 6 stamps each. And now I don't know what I did with them. So I had to start all over. I thought I'd put them in my bin that's labeled stamps, right? Makes sense. So I found the blank stamps, but not the finished ones. So I have no idea where in the world I would have put those. That's so irritating. Did that ever happen to you? Where you make something and you like, it just disappears? Yeah, so that's happened. That's what happened. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Yeah, we've already got some chubbiness going on here. We've also got to contend with what's going to happen over here. This is where I was thinking about putting the slides storage and some letter storage over on this side. But again, we got to consider the spacing, right? I've only got 1/4 of an inch on this side, 1/4 of an inch with these two, and then 1/8 of an inch inside here and inside here, right? And then hardly any room for here. So if we close this up and look at it from top, you can see we still got space in there, right? but we're about to fill it all up with envelopes and whatnot. So, since I'm not particularly sure, I think for this top part, since we're going to be doing this strap here, right, as the closure, that we'll put 2 basic envelopes here. I think it's the best way to go. That way it doesn't impede the strap, right? It has room to just attach, right? And then we'll have storage here and storage here. For this one, I'm thinking a long pocket right here for her to slide things in this way. I think that's the best way to go, since we've got so much going on the inside, right? So yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's do that. So what do we have for scrap wise that we can use? So I have some Tim Holtz here, wallflower, that might work. Let's see. What do we think? We like that? I don't know if we want the sewing pattern in here. I've got this, which is cool, I think. But I was actually thinking about making the envelopes out of this, because then they would match. So let's do that. Let's make the envelopes out of this piece. And then for this part, let's use, let me see what we've got here. These are just some random ones I picked out. She likes Dark Academia. We've already used this one, so we can't use that again. This is also a gardening journal, so we could do that. I'm kind of digging on that. What do you guys think? We'll make it a tab pocket. And you'll see the class rule book, which will get into that light academia that she does like. And it fits with the aesthetic. So let's use that. You are free to choose whatever you want, of course. Your journal, you do you. Okay, so let's not dilly-dally. I told my daughter I was going to film an episode and then make dinner. So, alright, let me see here. Where is my measurement tape so we can measure what space we're working with? I could have sworn I threw it in here in my bin. Should I take it out? Probably. What did I do with it? I'll be right back. Let me go grab it. I'm so stupid. I did throw it in here. Right here. Okay, but you know what I did forget was my scoring board and my paper cutter, my paper trimmer. So I'll have to get that in a minute. Okay, so we're working with, if I want to do this inside the stitching, about, let's say 7.5 to be safe. Or we could do 7 5/8. 7 5/8. Oh, yeah, 7 5/8 one way. And then this way we've got, let's say 5. So 7 5/8 and 5 inches, right? All right, let me grab my cutters and stuff and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, got everything back that we needed. So we said 7 5/8 this way and 5 inches this way, right? So let's get this out of the way. And we'll cut our first envelope here. Now I could use pre-made, but what's fun in that? All right, so this is gonna be our tab folder, right? So we're gonna do some gussets on this one. But let's keep the gussets, actually let me cut it first, sorry. If we need a pocket that is 7 5/8 long, we got to consider the gussets as well. So let's do, I gotta think, I gotta do the maths, which is basically we're adding a 1/2 inch gusset on each side, so we're basically adding an inch. So this piece needs to be 8 5/8. So where's 8? There's 8, and then 5/8 would be right here. That ought to do it. Yeah? Okay, let's do that. Scrap. See scraps? No. So that's going to be the length here. Now, as far as the height is considered, we wanted 5. This we know is 6, but I don't want to lose this part, so I'm going to cut a little bit off both sides to make it 5 inches. So let's cut off a 1/2 inch on each side, yeah? So let's do... No. 1 at 5, let's cut off a 1/4 inch on each side, right? Oh, so stupid. 1/2 inch on each side needs to go. Yeah, okay. So, 1/2 inch would be what? So that's 6, 1/2 inch would be right here. Yeah, there we go. 1/2 inch that way, and then 1/2 inch this way. even? I think so. Okay. So there's that. Now for the envelopes, let's go ahead and measure those while we're cutting stuff. So if our strap is going to be here in the middle, right? So let's say under, I'm going to make a little mark so we know where it's going to be. So let's say it's going to be here and here, right? So we can always erase those marks. Let's measure that, see what we're working with. So as far as width is concerned, we're working with, I want it inside the stitching. Let's say 4.5 is good. And this side would be, it's right at 3 1/4. So what did I say? 4.5 by 3 1/4. This side, we're looking at 4.5, of course, and 4. Okay. All right. So both ways is 4.5. We have one that's 3 1/4 and one that is. Wait a minute. Is 3.5. No, 3 1/4. Is that 3 1/4 both of them? 3 1/4 and yeah, 3 1/4 for both. So both of them are 4.5 by 3 1/4. Let's say. Yeah. Okay, that's easy enough. 4.5 by 3 1/4. Okay, so if you remember from making those envelopes last night, how to measure those, let's decide on the paper first. We said we're going to use this guy, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to cut it in half. It's 6 inches for both sides since it's 12 by 12. Yeah. Is that half? Right there. Okay. All right. So 4.5 and 3 1/4. I'm gonna have to do some more cutting here. So it's 4.5 wide, and we need 1/2 inch gusset, so it's 5.5. So wide, we want to do 5.5. Where did I get that number? So if 4.5 is what we're working with, and we're doing a 1/2 inch gusset on each side, that adds an inch, which means 5.5. These are 6 inches across, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So which means we only need to cut off a 1/2 inch off of this one, and the same for this one. As far as height is concerned, it being 3 1/4, that's a little bit finicky. I mean, it just depends on how big you want your actual envelope flap, right? So you would just, when you're folding the main body, right, you don't want your envelope, the main body of the envelope, to be any, in my measurements, I don't want it any taller than 3 1/4. So if I was going to fold this now, so this would be 3 1/4 would stop here. I don't want it any taller than that right there, right? So let's double check that against the page just to make sure I got my measurements right, because I keep second guessing it. So if our marks are here and here, this looks about right. Yep, that's about right. Okay, so 3 1/4. That falls within those marks. Okay, so like I said, just depending on how big you want your flap and how much space you're working with. So I would fold it again to where this part and the fold are within 3 1/4, which this is. I actually want to bring it down a little bit more. I think, yeah. That is 3 1/4 now. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit more because we have to contend with a little spacing between the edge of the envelope, right, and the flap. So I'm going to bring it right down some more. Come on. There we go. Right, let's try this right here, I think. Yeah, that brings it right over, right at 3 inches, and that gives us room for our envelope flap in the spacing here. So I'm going to fold this at 3 inches. Okay, make sure it's even. Where is my bone folder or something? And I'm going to fold that here very carefully because I don't want it to tear. Is that even? Yeah, we're good here. Okay, so there's that envelope. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and cut it, and then we'll do the same thing with this one. And I said we're going to cut off a 1/2 inch off either off each piece. I want to keep hem, so let's cut off a 1/2 inch off this side. Here, we'll make this 5 1/2, like that. And this one, the same thing. We're going to cut it at 5 1/2. Okay, and that's 5 1/2. So let's cut it off. All right. Let's see how we're doing on time. Looks like we'll be able to do these pieces and probably call it for the night with these. All right. So next part is, of course, we're going to score the sides out. We're going to do these at 1/2 inches on either side. Then we're going to cut out our carrots. Then probably do some stitching and then fold it up. And then do our installation, right? So here's a 1/2 inch on this side. And our 1/2 inch on this side. If I can get it to hold still. All right, there's one. And for this one, again, 1/2 inch on either side. We're probably going to cut this down as far as height-wise once I decide how much of a flap that I want. That's what I'm waiting to do. Okay, and then our tab pocket, let's go ahead and put 1/2 inch gussets on either side of this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a 1/2 inch gusset on the bottom. And there we go. Alrighty, so with the scoring done, let's start with the pocket, and we're going to make a tab on it. And I use my envelope punch here, or you can just cut it by hand. Before we do that, I'm going to make my folds and then do the mitering, of course. Does it seem a little dark to you guys? I think I need to put on my actual dining room light, which I normally have on about this time. Okay, so let's make our cuts, and then I'll go turn on the other light. It's a little brighter in here. Remember, through the intersection of the folds, right? Where is it? There it is. Ooh, that's a little bit deep, but that's okay. And then at the top of your pocket, right? This actually maybe have to be adjusted once I make the tab. Okay, if you're using a envelope punch like this, right? Bring your pocket halfway. See this piece here, right here? Oh, you guys can see that. This thing here, like halfway, the center, or the center of that piece, right? That's where you're going to place your paper to make the one side of the tab. So I'm going to go halfway here, and that makes this part of the tab. Then I'm going to go over to the, let's just say the 2 inch mark right here. Maybe let's do a 2 1/2 inch one. Hit it again, and you'll get a shape like that. Then we're going to cut this side off, and we'll have our tab. So just to make sure I get a straight cut, instead of doing it with my scissors, I'm going to do it with my little small paper trimmer here. And then I'll turn on that other light. Then I'll get some juice. I'm like dehydrated. Okay, so we're going to put the valley here up to the line, as close as we can get it. Okay, alright, that should do it, I think. Alright, there we go. And there is our tab, yeah? Alright, let's make myself some room here, and I'm going to go turn on the other light. I'll be right back. You guys, I forgot to hit record again. I don't know where I lost you guys. Oh my gosh, I don't know where I lost you guys. So what we did was this flap here. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go back and see where we were, and then I'll be back to explain what you missed, okay? I'll be right back. We're back. Okay, so you guys didn't miss much. So you missed the folding of basically just the envelopes, right? So you saw how I put this together. So all we did, well, I forgot to turn the recorder back on after I turned the light on. We folded our sides, right? And then we just cut this piece down, right? So our next steps would be to, I want to do some stitching and distressing off camera. And then I'm going to use the die cuts to cut this part. And then, as well as do the distressing and the stitching on this, okay? Once I finish that, we're going to come back and do the installation. And put these guys, just glue these guys together and put them on, and then we'll have our final look, right? All right, so I will be back hold tight. Actually, we got to do something else. We need to cut our carrots out of here, right? One of the most important parts of getting rid of the bulk. So at the folds, at the intersection of the gusset and the flat fold, we're going to cut an angle to the intersection on either side. You guys have seen this before. We're just going to cut a carrot out. That gets rid of the bulk, like I said before, and allows your envelope to lie nice and flat. Yeah? And then we cut a little miter here at the opening of the envelope. Yeah? Now, you can also do that at the flap if you like. I normally do, just cuz. And then we do the carrots on the other side as well. Yeah? Make sure I can see them. There we go. Oh. And this one. And two. There we go. Okay, that's one. Now, another thing to remember when you're making your envelopes, if you have directional paper, make sure you're folding it in the correct direction so it's not upside down, right? Okay? Just check that before you do your final folding, right? So let's go ahead and grab this edge. Then we do our carrot here. Carrot, triangle, pyramid, whatever you want to call it. Whatever turns your beanie. Whatever floats your boat. I'm aging myself bad. That's okay. I think I look pretty good for my age. Alright, other side. Snip, snip. Snip, snip. Snip and snip. Okay. Now I'm going to go do the distressing and the sewing, and we'll be back. Okay, guys, we're back. Okay, so did some stitching and the distressing, and let's do the install now. So here's what we got for this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and put an eyelet on this, because you know I love a good eyelet, and we don't want to wait till after installation because we won't be able to get to it as easily. So let's go ahead and do that now. I think I'm going to put one on each side here. How about we go for 3? 1, 2, and then a third. Yeah? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? I don't know why not. I say we do. It's, well, not technically my book, but it is my book, so I'm doing a lot. And I like eyelets. I love eyelets in there. Eyelets, eyelets, eyelets. Everything should have eyelets in it. It's odd how it just changes the look of something instantly. In a good way. Alright, let's put one over here. Just for giggles. Why not? Why not? I'm doing it. Doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, totally doing it. Alright. Okay. One more little punch through here. And there we go. Alright. I'm going to keep that close by just in case I want to put some more somewhere. Okay, so we did the distressing, we did the stitching. Let's kind of trim that up just a little. There, it doesn't need to be that long. Alright, and then with the envelopes. Now for the envelopes, I used this particular design for the flap here, like that. Kind of a scalloped edge. So I only did the stitching around here and then around this area, kind of like it look like a box, yeah? So we need to glue this together and then put the magnet closure on this one. Okay, so let's grab our glue. Move all the strings out of the way. There we go. That's weird. I didn't cut this side. Huh. Cut that out. That's odd. I always do that. That's weird. I cut one side and I didn't cut the other. Crisis averted. We're good. Alright. Things are sticking to me. Alright. Let's just push that down to that glue catches, which shouldn't take too long since it's art glitter glue and it catches pretty quick normally. But this Tim Holtz paper is kind of shiny, so I'm curious to see how quickly this glue catches on this material, on this type of glossy, like it's almost like a glossy paper. Okay, I'm gonna grab my bone folder and smush this down a little bit. That is so covered with glue, I don't want it to snag on something. I have another bone folder that's not as goopy. Here's one. I need to clean my bone folders. They are like covered in glue, so they're all like really rough, and they don't smoothly run over anything. I'm always afraid it's going to catch something and tear it. Okay, how about the strings? Need any trimming? Nah, leave them long. Leave those long. Why not? Why not? Doing it, totally doing it. I did the same edging for this envelope as well, so they matched. And again on this side. Here. And just fold it closed. Easy peasy, right? Now this method is that I make the majority of my envelopes this way. Very rarely will I make it without a gusset, where it's just a one fold and glue down on the sides. Because once you do that, you actually lose all of this here. So you lose space in your envelope, in my opinion, and in my experience of using that type of envelope. So I will normally, well, 99.9% of the time, I would make one like this. I can't think of a reason why I would do the other way unless I was making it a really small one, and doing a gusset, it just isn't practical. It's too small for that. But even in that instance, I'd probably use a die cut for that, because I do have a tiny die cuts for tiny, tiny envelopes. Come on now. I need you to catch. Still not there yet. Okay, so I wonder if in the future sanding it a little bit would help art glitter catch a little quicker. Yeah? Maybe. Maybe. Don't want to go through all that effort or extra trouble. I don't know. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Okay, let's put some things away, out of the way, and let's install these guys. So, let me see if there's dirt on here. All right, we're going to put this guy right here. Yeah. Right about, that's the thing, just put it right here. Should give them plenty of room to put something in, yeah. All right. Let's grab our art glitter glue again. I hope you guys are having fun with this thing so far. I know it's a long series, but this is what it takes, to do this stuff. Again, you have to excuse my nails, my Band-Aid and my inky nails, and I haven't had my nails done since I started this hobby. Well, I'm sorry, I have had them done, but they don't last very long. So I don't really bother unless I'll put on, like, the stick-on nails every once in a while. But it's like, do I really want to spend the money for, a manicure? Just for them to get all inky and gluey, and, once the Fabri-Tac hits the nail, all that polish is going to be ruined because of the acetone and the glue. So it's just, is it worth it? Oh, not really. Not to me. I don't think so. Come on, why is there goop in here? Come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. Before the glue dries. Come on, it's stuck with something in there. Something's stuck in there. Now the rest of the glue's going to dry before I get this fixed. Hurry up, come on. What is in there? Here we go. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope, something's still stuck in there. Gosh darn it, what is it? Come on, get out of there. I don't know what is stuck in there. Oh, there we go. I think that might have got it. Did I get it? Nope. Something's still stuck in there. And I don't think I have enough glue in here. I think we do. Should be alright. Let's get this thing down before it dries, though, yeah? Okay, make sure it's even. There we go. Alright, let's give it a good push. right, I need to clean this thing out. I don't know why it's coming out so slowly. Oh, now it's fixed. Ugh. Well, whatever it was is out now. Alright. Smarty here. Yeah, we're good. And let's just take a quick peek here. I'm going to put a little more glue down just because. No, let's put some more glue down here. Something is in there again, I swear. Every time I tip it upside down, something seems to be coming, like falling into the tip. Don't know what it is. There, is that it? That's something. Alright. Let me see if I can figure this out. Get this needle back in here. Figure out what is stuck in there. I do not know what's stuck in this glue, but it is not happy. I'm gonna have to figure that out here in a minute. Okay, let's try to get this done. Alright, this should be ready to go. Let me just double check the glue. Come on. Yeah, just putting a little extra gluage in there. Okay, how do we look on the other side? I think we're good over there. Let's put a little more glue just to be safe, yeah? Alright, I'm going to pause this because I'm really afraid that that's going to come apart. So I'm going to fix my glue and then we're going to re-examine this pocket. Alright, and we're back. So we had like a blockage in here. It was like a big old glooper in the in this part of the tip, so I had to get that all cleaned out. But I took a look at the pocket and we are good there. So let's put in these guys, not those guys, these guys. And we are going to use some Fabri-Tac. That just gave me a little bit of pause about using art glitter glue on this Tim Holtz material here. First, before I forget, we need to put our magnets in, don't we? Yes, we do. So let me grab a couple here. Let's see, what do we got? I got two right here. Oh, they're all stuck together. I've got so many different types of magnets, but they're all stuck together right now. Alright, here's two for that one. Oop. Not that kind. Not that kind. Those are too thick. Ugh. Get over there. Let's see what I got. I got one right here. Nope, that one's too thick. Guess we'll use these. I am out of the larger ones, I think. Hey, stop it. I need to order some more. There's two of these. If I can get these out. Yep, I need to order some more. For sure. What size are these anyway? These are... looks like 7/8 of an inch of 7. So it's 1, 2, 3. What is that? 1, 2, 3. 3/10 of an inch, or that's probably done in centimeters. Probably, it's a centimeter. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I think I gotta order. I think I put them in my shopping cart already on Amazon. Anywho, let's get our Zots here. Now, let's open this up. And I just ordered some more because this is empty. Ugh. Good thing I ordered some more 2 days ago. Oh, I got some more magnets up there. Hey, sweet. Found some more of the large ones. Just sitting up here in a stack. Okay. try this again. Let's grab our dots here. Add our magnets. Put it on the dots. One there. And one over here. There we go. And that's one set. And the next one's right in the middle there. And on the other side. Hang on, let me make sure I get this right. Okay. Alright, put that away. And let these set and cure for just a second. So while those are getting ready, let's go ahead and glue these down, and then we can put the magnets on. So let's use Fabri-Tac this time. And I am going to leave a hidden pocket, so we're only going to glue three sides, these three sides here. Just so you don't forget, this is a little trick. I always put my thumb down where the opening is going to be for my hidden pocket. Just a little, you know, FYI. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we're good right there, yeah? Actually, that's a little better. Yeah, okay. Give that a quick push down there and let that set up. So, obviously, each glue has their cons. Art glitter glue apparently does not do well with the glossier paper. Fabri-Tac, while it is strong and it does give you time to maneuver and position things, sometimes it takes a little too long to dry and things move around. So you gotta pick your battles, I guess. You know what I mean? Or lesser two evils. Is that another a better phrase, maybe? Lesser two evils. Oh, my thumb has been killing me lately. Ouch. Squeezing these bottles is not helping. There we go. Okay. And there's that line right there. Grab these strings so they don't get stuck in the glue. Line is right there. Okay. Let's put it right about there. Okay. Bring it down a little more. All right. Now, I'm just going to press it. Hopefully it doesn't move too much. Yeah. All right, let me fold this up and make sure it's even or level. Okay. I'm going to smoosh it over just a smidge. So I want it lined up with the one below it. There we go. And they are both level. I believe they are not level. Fabri-Tac, stop screwing around. Cooperate, please. Okay. All right. Now it's level. All right. Jeezy crazy. Okay, now I'm just gonna sit still. I put the bangers on. Behave. Alright, so we got that done, this done. This is setting. And these guys need their magnets. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do for the closure, yeah? Okay. Alright, these should be ready to go now. Just peel them off here. Okay. Start on the bottom one. Come on. Alright, try to get it centered. Go. And then grab its little buddy over here, tack it onto the top one, and then just close the envelope and push down. Yeah. And that should leave it down by its little lonesome. Now I'm gonna let that cure a little bit. Then I'm gonna see this adhesive sticking out. I'm gonna rip that off with my handy dandy tweezers, if I knew where they were. There they are. There's a, oh, there. These are. Not the ones I was wanting, but these will do. if I can reach them. Okay, these teeny tiny little dudes. So what I'm going to do, if this Band-Aid has had it, I'm going to do is I'm going to press down on the magnet and then pull that adhesive that's sticking out off, like that. Okay. Pressing down on it so I don't pull the adhesive that's underneath off. Almost got it all. Okay, almost there. Just a little more up here at the top. Alright. Push that in there. And some more out here on the side. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want to risk pulling off anymore. Alright, this one's good up here. This one should be good here. There we go. Yeah. And there we go. There's that closure. Okay. Now let's do the other one. Right up there. Okay. So after I film this, I've got to actually go do some more work. I got to get these time cards approved, and I got 2 presentations I got to work on, so I'm going to be up late tonight. There we go. Alrighty, let's get this extra adhesive off of here, so I'm just going to push down while I pull it off. Come on. That's why I like my other tweezers better than these. They grab a lot better. Come here. Okay. That it? Oh, excuse me there. Okay. That's it. That's good. Let's turn it around here. These odds, while I order the same size I normally do, these actually seem a lot wider in diameter, because I don't normally have this much adhesive sticking out when I use these same magnets I've always used, the same size. Maybe I should get some that are a little bit bigger. That might not be a bad idea. Maybe the next size up, maybe. Come on now. So come on, if you don't belong there, you're not needed. Okay, there we go. I think we're good there. A little more there. Come on. Get off there. Alright. Did we get it? Yeah, we're good. We're still good here. Pressing that one. Press this one. I think we're good. Alright. So, whew. How are we doing time? Okay. Pretty good, because I'm going to have to merge this one with the other one. I think we're doing good on time. Alright, so the next part for this would be the closure, right? And some decorating. Maybe a little bit, just a little. Maybe a label here and there. But not too much. Again, this is going to get filled. So we'll work on the closure on another video. For now, I'm going to just take a piece of jute twine and close it, wrap it up, so it doesn't come out. What is going on here? Oh, at the end of my roll. Huh. I got some more. Different color, but it'll work. For right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put an extra piece just to keep this closed until we create the closure. So I'm going to do this, close these 2 pieces down over it, and then just tie it up like that for now. Now we could do this same thing as the closure, but it wouldn't be very convenient because it's not attached to anything. If we were going to do this, we would have put the twine behind that main panel of frames before we glued them down, and that would have worked. But since we didn't, we're not. All right, so I think we are good. We should stop there. So this panel is basically done, minus a little bit of decorating here, and then putting the note cards in, right? So we're good here, yeah? All right, so the next panel we're going to work on is going to be, we're going to work on this one some more. I'm actually going to put some stuff here on this book pocket here. We're going to work on this. I did find something in my idea box that I've been wanting to make. This is a full page kind of deal. So it's a bunch of file folders kind of all stuck together. So it would actually go on the page like this, and it would open. And then in here we have journaling cards in these pockets, 3 of them. And in the front you have more journaling cards, right? It's just something I was playing with, right? Because I was, you know, for the journal, because you have this as journaling space as well, plus the cards on it on either side, right? So you're like tripling or doubling your journaling space on a page, yeah? And then leave this part as a pocket. So this is an idea that I'm playing with as well, just FYI. Okay, let's check our pockets over here that we put in last night, and they seem to be doing okay over here. All right, so let's stop there for the night, for this episode. This is episode 10, and I will see you guys in episode 11. If you like the video, please hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comments. I love reading y'all's comments. It really is one of the favorite things in my day. So keep it up. Make my day, please. Keep putting those comments in. Don't forget to vote for your free ephemera, and the cover decision in the background, as well as in our description will be a link to our Etsy site as well as our Kofi shop. Go to the Kofi shop and download your free ephemera. If you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll get notified anytime I upload new content. And you can will be notified when as I upload stuff for this one. So the next one you guys are going to see is part 5. I will be uploading that very soon, but I will have already uploaded it by the time you see this, so that's kind of stupid. Anyway, okay, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you guys in part 11. Talk to you soon. Bye.